Luka Doncic win this championship, bro, he clears Kevin Durant. I'm telling you right now. I'm already telling you this, bro. Kevin Durant, he went play with Steph Curry, the main character, won the 2 championships, ain't done none since. Now Luka win, clear KD. I'm telling you that all the time.
Yes, this nigga out here throwing flamethrowers right now. This is insane.
Like, I know we said we're not gonna engage in bad faith arguments, but come on, bro. Really?
We back, we ready in action. Welcome back to the Play for Keeps podcast, the only podcast where we have and we do special things for special people. Shout out to my guy, Jesse, joining the pod once again, a returner. First returner back on a video pod, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
I think so. It might be. I think so.
Yeah, probably so, actually.
On the video pod, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Shout out, man. A pleasure to have you, a sports fanatic. I know that you have your plug, JMSportsFactory. Tell us a little bit about that for the newcomers.
Yeah, so channel is JM Sports Factory. Similar to this channel, sports content, NBA Finals is happening, so we put a lot of content on that. Football, as you can see behind me, I'm a Texan fan, and it's the road to 1,000 subscribers, around 55 to 58 subscribers away. So, hey, come to the channel. Make sure first subscribe to this channel, and then when you're done subscribing to this channel, go to my channel and subscribe. Just get a whole community of sports. You get all the entertainment possible. That is a great thing to do. It's free, so go ahead and do it.
You see, he had his priorities straight. He said, "Subscribe to us first, nigga."
That's real. Not everybody gonna do that.
Real, nigga. We rolled to 300. Head ass. No cap. A lot of things to get into, a lot of sports things to get into, but I wanted to raise a certain kind of video to my audience. I have 2 things for them. This is a new, like I said, doing something different every single day. I'm going to have a caption called "What was the better bar?" Who's the better bar? And we're going to start with Mr. Battle Rapper. I do not know these niggas' names. I'm not going to lie to you. We're not. I wish I knew. But let me see if I can share my screen.
It's a round. It's a rap for you round. And a rap for your round. I'll let a round rap around every rap around to rap around. This rap around. I'll rap around rap. I'll let a round rap around. How you gonna get around that?
All right.
Don't piss me off, Craig. Don't piss me off.
That's bar one? Or is this bar the better bar? This what you see how I see it now?
Yeah.
I bet.
Because if I ain't never heard Christian rapper, I'm about to take it there. Doodle Bob, Doodle Bob. Me hoin yoin, and erase square.
Oh, hey, look.
This guy stinks.
I need to know what the better bar was. I need to know what it was.
They were both horrible. Let's get that out the way. They were both terrible. They should both quit.
No, but the funniest, go ahead. That's funny. Go ahead.
That being said, the Doodle Bob one, erase the square. That's hard. I can't lie to you.
Hey, you ain't me erase this square.
I like the wrap around. I like that's. I couldn't be in that. I'd be laughing too hard. I don't know if he was trying to be serious, but he was. And what he said then, he says, he changed one word. He just said that. That's the only word he changed up. But that was good though. That threw me off. But that was good though. I enjoyed that.
Wrap around. How you gonna get around that? Man, look, real bars.
I was like, there you go. I was like, hey, you got me there, bro.
Real bars.
I wouldn't know how to respond to that. Would you know how to respond to that? I don't think so.
I don't know
I
what
would leave because y'all are playing with my time. I came here to be serious. Y'all wrap around and wrap around and that. I'm like, don't leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone.
That's crazy. And finally, to get things off, make sure y'all like and subscribe.
Donations.
We accept those too.
Donations. Donations.
No cap. Speaking of donations and bad movies, have y'all been seeing the new Clippers movie that's been coming out.
Oh, I want to see that. I want to see that. I want to see that.
It looks so like I don't even know how to describe it. I don't know.
I want to see that.
I knew the actors and stuff. They wasn't gonna be like Blake Griffin. He don't look like Blake Griffin. DeAndre Jordan don't look like DeAndre Jordan. Lawrence Fishburne do not look like Doc Rivers. So I knew it was gonna be trash, but like all the clips of it, I think I just need to watch it myself. Like
I got to. You got to. I got to see it. I got to see this.
It's gonna be a new Winning Time.
Winning Time, dope though. I loved Winning Time. They took it away. I loved Winning Time, bro.
Winning Time is amazing.
Hey, if they
I loved it.
and make this a series, like for the new Winning Time, I'm not and call it like Losing Time. I might be able to get on board. You seen that? I saw that one clip of Doc Rivers in practice.
Mm-hmm.
There's like Lawrence Fishburne just like going
frying them. I don't know if Doc Rivers was Doc Rivers like that?
Yeah, bro, that's
and
crazy.
if he is, I might take some things back. I'm not gonna lie.
No, if he is like that, that's even worse because he's saying all that while also being a terrible coach. Like,
for sure.
No wonder nobody like you.
I'm saying that's.
But I'll tell you one thing. What I love is that if you like the Clippers have the worst plot of any team in the history of basketball. Chris Paul has the worst plot in the history of basketball as a player, and Doc Rivers has the worst plot in the history of coaches as a coach. You mix that together, and we got a whole series. That's how bad their plot was. They had to make a whole TV series about that. That is outstanding. I gotta watch that.
I feel like Chris Paul, his plot's sort of interesting because he always gets mad close and then he doesn't make it. Like it makes you feel like maybe one day he might do it.
And that's how bad plot.
That's a good plot. It gets you like you're building up to something, even though it's taking like 20 years.
That man Chris Paul never won. Go ahead.
It's unfortunate plot. It is unfortunate plot, but it's still interesting.
It is the worst plot in history. I have never seen. He on teams that missed 27 threes. He on teams that blow 3-1 leads. He on teams that blew a 2-0. I think he leads history in 2-0 leads blown in any series. I mean, you remember the Game 7 against Luka? My man hit a 3. Is it a 3 to cut the lead to 42? Like, bro, I'm telling you, like these. Look at Chris Paul's history. His untimely injuries, his blown leads, his choke jobs. I can name 10.
Paul George don't got a worse plot than Chris Paul?
No, because Paul George, even though Paul George's plot is atrocious, it is also atrocious plot. Chris Paul just takes it to a new level. Like Paul George, I mean, it's bad, but like it's just Chris Paul in the finals in the 2-0 lead. After 2-0 lead, he gets swept the whole way there. Giannis don't miss a free throw in Game 6. He always missing free throws, and he just goes 16 for 16. Like his plot, Chris Paul, bro, he's been in the league as long as iShowSpeed has been alive.
How
That's tough.
What's worse, bad plot or no plot at all?
I
will take
the word
because no plot.
At least you get the story.
Yeah, because Sacramento Kings not making the playoffs for 17 straight years. I don't want that plot. That's no plot.
Okay.
That's no plot, yo. And they didn't even have even their interesting players ended up just driving somewhere else.
That would hurt the most. Seeing your good players go and cook somewhere else, that hurts the most.
Yeah, shout out PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to them. That's an interesting question. You say that. I've experienced bad plot at its peak, and like I don't know. Like, cause bad plot hurts. It hurts. I mean, you be in your car. There was games I lost. I be in my car. It's raining, and I'm like, yo, should I even like this stuff anymore, bro? Like this bad plot stuff. The Rockets, Texans. I mean, oh my gosh, I can't. I think maybe just having years where you're just like irrelevant, maybe be okay. I might be okay with that I don't know. Just being irrelevant
for 17 years.
I mean, that's excessive.
I can irrelevant for. Even 5 years, it's a little too much. I'm like, dang, bro, nobody cares at all. Like, you be like that's like a Titans fan or something. Like you be trying to make yourself seem important. Like, oh, the Titans are gonna do it this year. They're not gonna do anything, bro. Like that's how Rockets fans sound.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just 3 years. You know what I mean? We insuffer. Like, imagine being a Sacramento Kings fan, bro. And having to root for a premature Isaiah Thomas and a Boogie Cousins that's not getting the proper touches because he ain't got the right coach around him, behind him.
But here's the thing I tell y'all too. Like, all teams have a period of no plot and bad plot because the Kings were a part of a story. They were just in a different main character's realm. That's Kobe and Shaq. And then they got completely hoed in that game 6. They had bad plot. That was the team supposed to be. That was basically the Rockets in the last or 2 generations ago type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So they had their bad plot and then they had their no plot era. So I just wouldn't want to be part of that at all. But I don't know. The Rockets haven't seen good plot since the mid-90s. So maybe we're about to be a part of that. I don't know.
I'm trying to think, is there a team that's ever always just been in the plot no matter what? Like the Celtics, maybe?
Force themselves to be in the plot no matter what. Like they're in the
Lakers too.
Some way.
Now the Lakers had them years like between like Kobe retiring and like now it was just like with Robert Sacre and stuff on the roster and D'Lo was their number one. It's just like, what are we doing?
Yeah, like that 2015 to like 2017, 18.
Yeah,
that was like a no plot.
No, but I think there was still some because Lonzo Ball had so much hype from his dad that you're a part of the plot. It's just you're not a part of the main character part. You're like the side verse. You know what I'm saying? The side.
And then even with D'Lo, you even when you thought you had no plot, then D'Lo does that snitching thing with Iggy Azalea, and now
that's funny.
Okay, I can see that. The New York Knicks would be so bad that they have no choice but to be in the plot just because you're just like it's either Carmelo Anthony or sell the team.
No, I think the Knicks. I don't think they have a plot now, but before I don't think they did. They're just trying to force themselves into the conference. Like, hey, everybody, remember me? We're the Mecca. But like nobody cares about the Knicks, bro. Y'all suck. Like,
hey, they're the most valuable, top 3 most valuable team. So that market matters. The teams that got no plot, like the Wizards, they just
yeah. The Hornets have a plot. It's just they have the worst plot because everybody on their roster is a criminal except for Grant Williams.
Oh, they funny though. They a funny team. They're not funny in a good way though, but they funny.
They all funny. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah,
no, but,
it took Orlando a little minute to get out of purgatory.
Yes, I mean we'll see if they.
We kind of don't care still.
Yeah.
But as long as y'all know, the Clippers have the worst plot in all of history. They have one conference finals berth in their entire existence. A team that's employed Kawhi Leonard, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, Paul George. Like, bro, that's rough. That's a rough existence. Especially it's the worst plot.
With those names, it's crazy. But they just so unlucky. They ran into the Warriors, and now they're running into the Jokic and Kawhi just always hurt. So it's a
bad plot.
Hey, you raised a good argument, and the Clippers are getting their ass whooped. And speaking of other people that's getting their ass whooped and ass beat, might as well go ahead and talk about that white woman, Caitlin Clark. I mean, it's a lot of things going on. I wish I had clips to show you what's been going on, but hey, y'all. But by this time, y'all didn't already saw it. We don't need to revisit all those things. But it leads to the dying question of, is the WNBA going in the right direction?
That's a great question.
I feel like yes, it's going in the right direction because it's getting all the coverage and stuff. But the right direction it's not always fun. It's not always like it's a good thing, but it's not always a good thing because you see nobody knows how to talk about. Like it's a lot of the sports commentators and even us, we're all like it's male centric, it's male dominated. Absolutely. A lot of men don't know how to speak about women in like a respectful tone, so that's why like Stephen A. he was getting all that hate and everything because he doesn't know how to speak, he doesn't know what to say. I just think that's what's going on, and everybody wants these women to be soft and feminine and please they're fragile and this, that, and the third. And it's just like, bro, they playing sports, it get physical, get over it, bro. Let's just move on. But nobody know how to do that.
Let me give my take too. I'm gonna tell you this: the WNBA is in a great position right now, and the reason why, we're in the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson era of this league. They had the 70s in the NBA where it was just crack and fights, and nobody was watching it. The NBA tape delay with the finals was tape delay, so the finals won't even happen live. And then Magic came in, and Larry Bird came in, and it shook everything. Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson in their college championship game is the most watched college game of all time. And I bet you Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, I know they got to be the most, if not top two, is probably the most watched women's college game of all time. So we getting this, right? We getting to this point. Now everyone is, I know there's, it's controversial, polarizing character Caitlin Clark is, and you say maybe the girls are being petty, maybe they're not. Regardless, I'll tell you this. We're in a great spot because the fact we wouldn't have these conversations if it wasn't for Caitlin and Angel Reese and all these other hoopers coming into this league. Because just to be honest, like sports is all about entertainment. And that's why I tell you about plot and all main characters and all this stuff, because it's entertainment. It's a story. That's all it's about. That's why I say the best commissioner of all time is David Stern, because he knew how to do this whole story thing. He knew how to market his best players. He knew how to create stories just from doing that. So this commissioner, your job is to make this happen. When Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark play, you got Paige coming in soon. You got Juju Watkins. I'm marketing these girls. This is the new generation. And if any of the older women if they do anything petty, any hard fouls, anything like that, I'm gonna tell you, number one, with David Stern, he made sure the Pistons, when they kept hurting, doing all stuff, Michael Jordan, he said, we're going to stop all that. F all that, but I need my star. I'm just telling you right now, that's what he did, and it worked. He ran the 90s. Those are the most watched finals ever. And number two, her teammates. Bro, if someone runs up on your girl and checks her like that, bro, there needs to be ejections. That is the main character. You need to go and do something about that. There ain't no way that's happening. But, hey, that's my take.
I'll say that the WNBA is in a blessed situation to be where it's at right now, that your season starts so close to the end of March Madness. So there's no real drop off. Like a week and a half, 2 weeks later, there's a draft. And then a week after that, you're in a regular season.
That's still crazy, right?
That's crazy, yeah.
So the fact that we're trying, it's really hard for me to like try to nitpick like certain like rookie performances, because they didn't even have a chance to even develop. Angel Reese didn't have a jump shot. Well, she didn't have a jump shot 3 weeks ago, my nigga. Like
Angel is probably she probably tired.
She ain't had a real off season. You got people like Diana Taurasi, Asia Wilson. Not saying that they haven't been working out. They're in tip top shape, but like they are fresh. They got fresh legs. You know what I mean? They're cooling. You know what I mean? They're doing what they need to do. So, but in hindsight, it's like, okay, this benefits y'all because there's no real drop off. People are not forgetting about you. People are still having these kind of conversations. And I think it is ultimately good for the league. Now, when it comes to these Caitlin Clark, being petty, hitting her hard fouls, whatever, I'm not really upset about like the actual people that are actually doing the deeds as much as I am like looking at their teammates. Like I'm looking at Caitlin Clark's teammates like, yo, just push her back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, since this is a quote unquote physical league, I would be looking more at my teammates like, bro, because you know what happens if you push, if you hip check Steph Curry, Draymond Green gonna do something.
Draymond Green ain't playing that way.
Things from
I'm not gonna hold. I'm looking at Caitlin Clark to push her back, bro. Like,
you can do that too, but it's like I just don't think she's strong enough to push some of these women back. So I'm not really like I'm looking at her like a Steph Curry. I'm not expecting Steph Curry to just push somebody back. Like,
but in college, she was the one doing all that talking and blah blah blah. She should bring that to the WNBA.
She still be talking.
Another thing, I'm not gonna hold you. She for sure flopped. She for sure flopped. There was no reason for her to hit there, bro.
But that's what stars do, though. Stars do that. Like,
stars do that.
They gonna flop. Yeah, like
she flopped, and it became a whole national thing. Like, oh my God, they're too physical and blah blah blah. And it's just like, bro, she flopped. It's not even that, bro. Can we stop?
Yeah, but the thing is, go ahead.
It shouldn't be turned into a racial issue like after the flop. But yeah, I give you.
And Greg, like you said, I'm not mad at them.
I'm not. This was sales. People acting like drama. It's like I hate the people that's like, oh, you're gonna turn people off. And that was my main thing about Luis when he was talking about it last time. You're gonna turn people away from the sport. No, we're not, because niggas love drama. People love narratives. People love drama. People love stuff that they're not supposed to be watching. That's why Love is Blind is a very high and lucrative thing, because people love drama. You know what I mean? So I was just like, more drama the better.
And people like fighting in general. So when you see that, we want to see that. I'm sorry. Like this is how we are. This is how we're wired.
Y'all just scared because y'all feel like Caitlin Clark ain't got them hands for real. That's what the real issue is. If she was somebody that you knew had hands, there wouldn't be like, oh, we need to protect Caitlin. Nah, Caitlin can protect herself.
Nah, if imagine Caitlin Clark got up and just like squared up.
If
She gets so much respect. Oh my gosh.
Somebody, that is America's league at that point, bro. There would be so many people out
Oh
there
my gosh.
going crazy. I'll start.
Then Larry Bird, he used to fight people a couple times too. Like, if Caitlin
Julius
squared
Erving.
up to somebody, I would die laughing. I would die laughing.
Yeah, man. And like I said, this is a casual podcast. Jax didn't know I was finna ask this question, so I'm gonna keep it a blanket to step with. I'm gonna ask Jesse this question. Low cap, since this is a casual podcast, let's get to the nitty gritty. Hey Jesse, do you think we need to lower these rims for these women? I need to know.
And I tell you, before I would have said yes, because I just wanted something different. I'm gonna say no now. I think there's enough steam in the league that they don't need that. Because like it says, entertainment value, and people weren't wanting to see a bunch of layups and missed layups and things of that nature. But now that, Caitlin, all these girls coming to Caitlin Angel, Paige, was Cameron Brink the girl who got drafted this year, right? She playing well. Like now they all in here. I don't think you need that anymore. Which is, I just needed something different. That's what I needed, and I think you got something different now. I mean, that's different.
I asked Greg that question about lowering the rims because I was watching the Sky play. I think it was when they played the Fever. I think it was a Caitlin Clark game, and like somebody passed the ball to Camila Cardoso, and she jumped up and she grabbed it. And in my head, I'm still thinking NBA in my head. I was like, oh man, she finna do it. And then she had to land, of course, and then lay it back in. I was like, man, I just want to see somebody get dunked on, bro. That's it. That's really it.
One day you'll see it.
That's what I was saying. I think one day you will actually see it. I think they're going to.
It's going to take a minute though. We can just get to it right now. Like imagine Caitlin Clark, like old girl push Caitlin Clark come down on the fast break, dunk on her.
That'd be crazy.
She was never going to dunk.
You don't know that because you don't know how high she can jump because she ain't never had to dunk. If there was 9'5" and she's like, hey, you know what, I might do a little windmill. Like imagine Caitlin Clark in the windmill
up for 9'5" crazy. Because that's some bullshit. That means you could have always rimmed it. That's bullshit. If you start doing some Michael Jordan-esque type of shit off a 9'5", you're gonna piss me off even more. Because that means at 10 foot you could have did it for him.
Like imagine Asa Wilson jumping from the free throw line. Like that'd be hard. That'd be hard.
But now I'm looking at you like, so you had the hops the whole time. You just chose not to lay this shit up. You just chose to lay it up every time. That's what I'm saying. The kind of dunks you want, low key, it might need to be a legit 9. Maybe like an 8'5". So. And that's not even disrespect. I'm just saying like that kind of creativity, you might need to lower it even more. 9'5".
You'll see someone one day, though. You'll see someone one day. It's like I told you, it's how the script go, bro. I'm telling you. Michael Jordan came in, and he doing things that you ain't never seen before. You're going to see, is it Juju Watkins? I don't know. Juju Watkins ain't dunking like that. But you'll see someone come in who is like generational, like a super generational women talent, and she going to be dunking, and the whole league going to be like, oh, we not ready for this. And she going to be the Jordan. She's going to be the main character.
Shaq's daughter dunking right now. She's 13.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I thought Shaq's daughter was in college.
He got more.
He got
hella kids.
I don't know how many kids Shaq
got. But yeah, I had to raise that question low key. If I'm being real, Jax has been slowly getting me there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Bro,
he's been kind of convincing me, but at the same time, I do think that the basketball that I'm currently watching is like talented enough where that I don't need it. It'll be a nice icing on top. Like it'll be great.
I'm not saying like we don't need it, but it would be hard. It would be hard.
It would be appreciated. And before any of y'all jump in the comments, yes, we respect women, yo. I just felt like since this was a casual podcast and I didn't want to leave my brother on the island, I'll be the one. I'll be the one to take the bullet, yo.
That's wholesome, bro. That's wholesome,
bro. Niggas not doing that no more. Niggas just leaving niggas for dead out here. And to talk about Stephen A. getting his ass whooped with Monica McNutt. Look, I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let y'all rock. There's not a lot that I can really say right now for obvious reasons. But I'm gonna let y'all rock with it. I really would like to know how y'all felt about that whole discourse.
I'll tell you from, like, I was at work and I just looked at my phone and I saw the conversation and how heated it was. I mean, that's always good to have some heated conversations, get people talking. And it went past. I know, like, Molly was trying to cut it, like, end it, and then just kept
Minutes. It was crazy.
Yeah. It kept pushing. Stephen A. Smith, I don't know. It came off kind of. It's like prideful, almost. Like I'm like almost. This is how I took it. Almost like I'm the reason, or I'm the reason why this is kind of happening, type of thing. I may be wrong. That might be a wrong assessment, but I don't know. It didn't sound. And I think on his podcast, he kind of like pushed that a little more. He didn't just like let it go. He kept pushing it. So I mean, I bet they're on good terms. I don't think they're on Monica McNutt, and I think they're on good terms, but. It was an interesting conversation, and it's one of them conversations too. Like, it's really, you can't say the wrong thing with those type of conversations. But
like, my opinion on that, it sort of matches up with what I said earlier about, like, people just don't know how to bring up the subject, and Stephen A. was clearly out of his depth, and then he's not used to being called out, especially on his show, and so that's why he was just wow. And that was the funniest thing I've ever, like, I started crying laughing when I just wow. Because he was so in the wrong. Like, you can see everybody knew it. And like, he couldn't really do nothing. And I think it does sort of go back to that sense of pridefulness, because he is ESPN at this point. Like, there's sports sort of fell off. There's no real deal, like, there's no Skip Bayless, there's no other character that draws you in with as a polarizing opinion as Stephen A. So he is ESPN at this point. So to him, he probably does think like, yeah, I am the leader in talking about women's basketball. Like, no, you're probably the leader in talking about like sports as a whole, just because you're on the literal worldwide leader and you're the main draw, but you're not well versed enough to really bring up this topic. So I don't know. It was funny. It was funny to watch, honestly.
Yeah, I saw the whole discourse, and for people that don't know, like, the basis is basically Monica McNutt basically checked Stephen A. and said, if we're being on, well, Stephen A. randomly was just like, who covers more WNBA than First Take? Like, who does more for women? Than First Take? And she replied back, honestly, Stephen A., with your platform, you could have been doing this 3 years ago. And I think I won't necessarily comment on the actual situation. I'll just make a blanket statement of just a general statement. There are people in this world that will just kind of move the goalposts after a correct statement. Anytime when you hear somebody say "wow," low key, that just means you won. If they're
trying to think of something else to say. They're trying to think of stuff in their head to say.
Like, wow. And then he tried to trying to make it like a blanket statement. Like, he tried to go on his own podcast, and people will go on their own podcast and start saying, well, actually, we've been doing X, Y, and Z. But you never want to. The most annoying people in this world are the people that's just like, oh my God, like, why are you tripping, yo? Like, them niggas gave you 2 crumbs, nigga. I gave you 5. Like, we don't care that you made with your platform, you could have done more. And I think that's the real issue that that young lady was trying to get across. Like, you could have been doing more. Yes, we know that you did something technically 3 years ago, but we are not talking about the WNBA like we are right now. That is a generous consensus. Like, people know that. And, it's just very, people are a lot smarter, especially people like Stephen A. You're a lot smarter than that. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you're doing. So, shout out to Monica McNutt. I don't know how many more episodes she was on there. But
you think she's gonna get blackballed from First Take? Actually, wasn't she on the next day? Or I'm tripping.
She might have been. Yeah, she was there the next day, and they brought in Shanae. She was on Nightcap with Shannon Sharp later that night.
Mm-hmm.
So she gonna be in the mix and in the circle a lot.
She gonna be all right.
She'll be all right. I don't know if she'll necessarily be on First Take all the time, but nah, she's prominent enough in the game. She's gonna be somewhere. She gonna be somewhere for real. But enough about the women's basketball. You know what I mean? We had to, because there's no way to fix that WNBA discourse. If I'm being honest with you, you're just gonna have to let this shit play out. You have annoying ass niggas in the NBA. You have annoying people in football. You have annoying people in hockey, baseball. This is just the new age of WNBA. You will not have pure hoops basketball talks anymore in your league. You will have somebody saying, "Get ready to start their OnlyFans." You're just gonna have to understand and just and that's another. Well, I'll leave that as my hot take. I'm gonna stop it right there, and we will move on because I do have a hot take, and I'll further explain that.
I would just say the only way we can fix the WNBA discourse and fix like the sport discourse in general is if all of us just become better people. But the odds of that happening
that's not happening.
Are very slim.
On Twitter.
Twitter is a cesspool, man.
The odds of that
it's funny though.
I literally see like people like make TikToks and see their comments on TikTok versus bringing that same TikTok and putting it on Twitter, and the comments and discourse is totally different. It is night and day. Positive and negative energy, yin and yang, is crazy. Yeah, we're not getting that. You're not a good guy. You're not. You're not a good guy. You're not good people on Twitter.
At all.
I hate to say it. That's the truth, though. You add women to that mix? Oh, my God. It's bad. But let's go ahead and get into the NBA. Game 1 reactions. I know that we have, on our last pod, I think I said Mavs in 6. I don't know what Jack said. I know you said Mavs.
I said Mavs in 5.
Mavs in 5. That's still obtainable technically.
Standing on
it. And I think for the most part, I think Jesse was Mavs in something, because I do believe that you said about that Boston had the easiest. Was it the easiest path to the NBA finals? In NBA history.
There's actually, I have two. Because it's two things. There's something that should happen and something that probably will happen. Like, it should be, in theory, Celtics in 6. Because that's what should happen. But what probably will happen is Mavs in 7. Because I can see, like, the Celtics are very... Well, you ask your question, but the Celtics are a very funny team.
I was going to just say, how did we feel after this Game 1 reaction? Have your feelings changed at all? Do y'all feel any differently? Do y'all want to change y'all numbers? Like, it's just one of those things. Like, what was your general consensus of Game 1 after watching it?
My consensus is that if they play like that, then it will be Celtics in 6. Porzingis was big. I knew he'd be big. That easy path was very beneficial, right? Like, it was like, you get Porzingis back. A lot of Boston fans have been. When I hit these shorts of these Boston fans, they be on my ass. They do, because they be like, "Bro, what are you talking? We got the easiest path. Well, we got the 1 seed for a reason. All the other teams got easy paths. Why don't you say anything about them, et cetera, et cetera?" And I'm not mad at you for having an easy path, because I take it too. If I was a Rockets fan, if I had this path when we were freaking in 2018, I'd been doing freaking backflips. We got to face the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Things switch up on you. But the Celtics are clearly the best team in the league. They have the best offense in the league and the third best defense. They had all these net rating, all these records, offensive efficiency or offensive rating record. They had all these things go their way. Their team is super deep, well constructed. It's not like a super team with 3 people. They have 2 really good players, and they have a bunch of outstanding role players. With that being said, though, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, they a mofo. They some mofos. And I'm gonna tell you, they lost in Game 1. They got blown out before. The Mavericks got blown out the first round series and the second round series in Game 1. So that honestly doesn't tell me enough. Like, it doesn't really, switch up anything. One person I work with, he's a Celtics fan. He said that I want this to go 7. I said, like hell you do. You do not want this to go 7. You out of your mind. If I am the boss,
for Luka in a Game 7.
You do not want to do that, bro. Because a Game 6, if you win a Game 6, you call these boys, you go home. 5 or 6, it's cool. But in Game 7, I told only one role player is going to step up for you in Game 7. Only one. Everyone else is going to be terrible. One person going to have 20 to 29 points. It could be Derek White. It could be one of the boys off the bench. It could be, one person is going to do that. After that, your stars got to take you home. Everybody tired. It's the end of the series. Yo, stars. So that's a mentality. That's a game of mentality. Now, the Celtics have had good Game 7s. They've beaten teams in Game 7s before, of course. But Luka in a Game 7, his mentality is extremely different than a lot of the players you played. Like when they faced Embiid and Harden in a Game 7, those two have some of the weakest mentalities possible at the end of a series. Like it's just ridiculously bad. But Luka and Kyrie, who Kyrie's hasn't lost a single elimination game. What's the state? Something like that. And then Luka, who yeah, like something crazy, like 0 for or 11-0 or something like that when it comes to something like that. And then Luka, who had the previous record for a Game 7 in terms of scoring, and then Steph Curry broke it. Like, do you want that in a Game 7 versus Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, who can't dribble with his left hand? Like, do you want that to happen to you? Hell no. You win this thing in 6 and you call it a day. But I'm telling you, don't. No. I'm gonna say this. I'm Celtics fans. I'm gonna say Celtics. I'm gonna say y'all win in 6. I'm gonna say Porzingis, you're the missing factor. If he didn't play, I don't know, but you're the missing factor. I'm gonna say Celtics in 6. But Game 2 gonna determine a lot for me. They win Game 2, okay. If they lose Game 2, Dallas start getting lit in Game 2. It's gonna be rough. But I don't know, but that's my take.
I told y'all. I told y'all I told people last week. I was like, yo, the Celtics is not going to win any close games. If there's a close game, they're going to lose it. If you're going to beat the Dallas Mavericks, I said, hey, you going to have to damn near blow them niggas out. And I said one thing about the Boston Celtics that are different with the Timberwolves is that once they blow it out the park, they can pretty much control that lead. They cannot, because there was a time where the Mavs were kind of inching back up. It was like a 9-point.
Yeah, they cut it. It was like a 29-point lead. They cut it down to 8.
Yeah, if that was the Timberwolves, that would be a totally different. It would get cut down to 3, to 2, and then now you got Luka and Rudy Gobert tango and dancing for the last 30 seconds of the game. You know what I mean? With Boston, I can admit, once they get that lead, they're gonna keep it. They're gonna have a Sam Hauser that's gonna knock it down. You're gonna have Al Horford that's not gonna do Carl Anthony type of things. So you are going to have a good little lead. So that's why I always said they would do it twice. I thought that was going to happen Game 2. Now that it happened Game 1, I think Game 2 will be a closer game. It's going to be a close game, and we'll see how that defensive scheme kind of works. We'll see how things start to turn. But for the most part, nothing from Game 1 surprised me because I was like, okay, well, this is to be expected. Now, I did want to ask Jax this very loaded question. And you can chime in on this too, Jesse. Because I heard somebody else say this. I think I heard Bomani Jones ask this question. If Jason Tatum, and we're in TD Garden, keep this in mind. TD Garden, if Jason Tatum has a 40-point triple-double, Luka has a 40-point triple-double. Both of them hit game-winning shots in the TD Garden. Who gets a louder cheer? Who are they cheering for louder? Luka or Tatum?
I feel like no matter what, and this could sort of be a cop-out, but no matter what, I think it's going to be equally loud because they're just going to be screaming the N-word. Whether if Jason Tatum, if he makes the shot, they're going to be like, yeah, that nigger did it. And if Luka Doncic, if he makes a shot, they're going to be screaming at Jason Tatum, oh, you hell. Yeah, like they're going to, so regardless, they're going to get racist no matter what. That's why I'm surprised at Game 1 because it's TD Garden. It's all that white people energy. I thought it was going to energize Luka. And, I mean, he played well, but the rest of the team didn't. So maybe it sort of took away Kyrie's powers because he shot like 6 for 19 or something crazy like that. Yeah. And, that white energy made Porzingis better. So I don't know.
Well, no.
I mean, Kyrie tends to struggle. Last time he was in the finals, 2017. That's a lifetime ago. That's college, but
it's a different everything. Every player and every body.
We have different conversations back in 2017.
Yeah, but yeah, he usually starts off these series very slow. Like I know people remember the 2016 his last couple games, but first they were down 3-1 for a reason. Like he wasn't doing nothing in those first 2 games, for sure. So so he starts off slow in the finals, but if he Game 5, Game 6, Game 7 Kyrie. I mean, that Kyrie is a mofo. So that's what I'm saying. Boston get it done. With your question with Luka and Jason Tatum hitting the game winner, and this is in TD Garden, so the Boston crowd. I mean, that's a hard question. Yeah, I mean, he's equally as loud. He said for hilarious, terrible reasons.
It's a fact, though.
I'm saying it's just like who's getting that louder cheer for real?
Because if you're talking about like from the NBA discourse and Twitter, if you're talking about from like everyone, like all of the NBA fan, I think Luka would get a bigger like, because now we put him in like conversations that are crazy. You would put him in much higher conversation. You would see some crazy, which is a hot take actually I may have coming soon. Or Jason Tatum, if he hits it, then it's like, well, you're on the super team, so like, okay, cool. So, you know, I would say if you're talking about all of that, I would say Luka would get the bigger cheer from just NBA period. But I'll leave it to Jax. I'll just say what you said. You got it. You got it for that part with TD card.
It's not.
If Jason Tatum ends up making a game-winning shot to like win the series, the city of Dallas, they have no idea what I'm prepared to do. They don't know what I'm prepared to do. Because there's no way this team, this Kobe cosplayer, he can't keep getting away with this. He did not play a good game. I'm not gonna hold you. This was gonna be a hot take, but I think I'm just saying. I think Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum. I just think he got that dog in the world. Like Jason Tatum, it's all about potential. Jaylen Brown, he right here, he right now, he's hooping, bro. And like we make all the left-handed jokes. I'm gonna keep making the left-handed jokes because they're funny. But he can dribble. He low-key can dribble. It's not as bad as it used to be. He got that right. He better on defense to me, especially like on ball. He can guard everybody because he's like 6'7", 220. Like he's muscle. Like I think he's better than Jason Tatum.
And he be dunking on people.
Yeah, Jason Tatum, he always he think he Kobe. He trying to do all the Kobe shots. Just like, no, bro. Get in there and dunk on somebody. And that's what happened in the third quarter. Like when they started taking over, once the league got smaller, they started like driving to the basket, which is what they're good at and what Jason Tatum is better at than making. Like he can make the tough shots, but why not just go drive, go make you that easy bucket? But he don't want to. So that's why I think Jaylen Brown, he knows who he is. He knows his identity. And he going to hoop. So I think he's better than Jason Tatum.
So Jason Tatum is the Karl Anthony Towns of Kobe Bryant.
What the? Yeah, okay.
I get it. I get where you're going. I don't hate that. I would say he's a little better than like.
Oh, for sure.
It'd have to be like a better player than Cat, but I do get what you're saying though.
Yeah.
Cause get in the paint, go and drive, nigga. Why are we?
He's 6'10", like bro. You being guarded by. It's not many like it's a lot of 6'10" players in the NBA. It's not that many 6'10" players that as athletic as him in the NBA. It's not that many, especially on the Mavericks, bro. You can go do something, but he don't want to. He want to take a tough shot and text Kobe before the game. And it's just like, please stop.
I got you. Always using that same Boston Celtics warm up.
He didn't ask for that. He didn't ask for that.
And Kobe be looking at him. I bet you Kobe like, bro, oh brother. Every time, oh brother, please. Damn, bro. Acting like you had a deeper connection than Kyrie.
True.
Like, bro.
True.
Kyrie was saying some crazy shit back in the day. Like, let's not do this, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. It's hard to defend light skinned men publicly. So I don't. You know what I mean? I don't do it.
That's real. That's self-awareness. That's self-awareness.
Self-awareness. I every time I think about that R. Kelly, use your common sense.
I didn't know where you were going when you brought up R. Kelly. I'm not going to lie to you. I did not know where you were going.
All right. So moving on. Let's start talking about, real Lakers. You know what I mean? We had some controversy, I think, 2 days ago?
Something like that.
It was damn near a finalization of JJ Redick being potentially the Lakers head coach. And I was going to bring up a random clip that I think me, you, and I think C-Mac was on. And I said, LeBron, I know you're not slick. I'm going to leave it at that. I was like, when that podcast happened, I was like, LeBron, you're not slick. And I'm going to let y'all know why. And I was going to bring that up and be like, you see, Niggas just not doing shit for fun, yo. Everything is calculated. But then, in a matter of 14, 15 hours, Woj drops a bigger bomb and says something amongst like Dan Hurley.
He dropped Meet the Shams.
Meet the Shams.
He dropped Meet the Shams.
Meet the Shams. Dropped the diss track and said, hey, fuck all that. We got Dan Hurley as the actual, and I keep forgetting this nigga has a green screen because I'm like, when did he change it? Great video. And I want to know y'all initial reactions to all this. I know that we kind of went back and forth a little bit via like Twitter DMs about this. I'm like, oh, I had no idea that he wanted to do or he was even interested. But when money talks, hey, nigga, I walk. Fuck is you talking about? If they give me that kind of money, I'm looking like Darvin Ham. And I'm going to take that job and keep my hands in my pocket. I will be collecting checks.
But I seen those clips of Hurley. He waved his hand, so he a little different than Darvin.
He is a little different.
Lakers fans love that though. Lakers fans like he don't put his hands in his pocket. Oh my gosh, this is a revelation, boy. They love that.
But I'll be honest. I do not be watching college men's basketball because I think I've said it on this podcast before. I think it sucks. I'm not gonna hold you. So I don't really know. I don't know much about Hurley, but I'm just glad it's not JJ Redick because I do think Redick can be a good coach. But I just don't think this Lakers team is that team for that. I think the Lakers, I don't think they're going to be that good next year, to be quite honest. Like, they'll be good because they have LeBron, but, like, as far as they're going to have championship aspirations and stuff like that. That's not happening next year. And I think putting all that on JJ Redick, he needs a younger team, a team that he can grow with, and I think then he'll cook. And there's been a lot of former players, not to go super long, but there's been a lot of former players who have been coaches. And like at the first stop, they was trash. You can look at Jason Kidd as an example. He wasn't that good at the Bucks, and now he got the Mavs in the finals. So it could end up being something like that with JJ Redick as well.
With me, like I put JJ Redick as I put a short of him being the coach, like, oh, he's gonna be the next coach, and then people now are responding to it saying, I guess you're wrong. So shit, hey, Sean, he got me, bro. He got me. I was like, dang, because I didn't want JJ Redick to be the coach for the Lakers because that's literally probably the worst job possible because you're going to be the scapegoat 1,000% of the time. Even if you do something successful one year, the next year, if you're not doing something or if it's not even your fault, say it's injury, they'll still cook you and cut you. So putting JJ Redick from being a podcaster, you're an NBA player, you're a podcaster, and now you're the head coach for the most prestigious organization in the history of basketball. That is one of the jumps that you need to go and coach one of these lower teams. Do that, get some experience, bro. Coach, though, I don't want to say coach the Hornets, that's too hard for different reasons, but coach another team that's less relevant. Get some experience, maybe get a couple winning seasons, and maybe you go to the Lakers. But
go coach the Pistons. Go help Kate or something.
No. The Pistons, you be in they in hell, boy. That's a tough spot. Don't do that to yourself. You will be irrelevant though, for sure. But they not in purgatory at all. They straight in hell. But hey, Hurley being the coach, I think that's dope. That's he has good experience, back-to-back champion. Lakers fans, from what I've seen, are very excited about this. He doesn't put his hands in his pocket. He's very, very hype personality. There's like a part with him like getting really hype with one of his players, and then he goes shake the hands of the other coaches and other players that he beat.
I didn't know that was him. I have seen.
That's him.
Seen that video. I didn't. Okay.
And he's really chill at that point. Like, so he has a really eccentric personality. So I think. The hope is LeBron respects this guy because this is all about LeBron, right? LeBron, he is seen as he gets a lot of coaches out, right? And maybe it's his fault, maybe it's not his fault. I say it is, but definitely it's hard to coach LeBron because it's intimidating because this is a guy with a peak basketball IQ. So people are gonna trust his opinion or trust his judgment a lot of times more than yours if you're a coach, especially if you're starting out, right? Or if you don't have a lot of experience. But this Hurley guy, he has experience. He's won in college, and obviously college isn't the NBA. But LeBron, I want LeBron to, he's older now. Like, give this guy the reins because he's gonna be hopefully the guy after you leave. You know what I'm saying, for the Lakers. So. Don't try to be too like, I'm the guy, let him coach. Like Ty Lue's one of the only coaches I've seen actually challenge LeBron. If y'all remember, like LeBron yelling at Ty Lue yelling back, that type of thing. Like, be the player and let him be the coach. That's the dynamic we need from that, because he needs to coach the next stage for the Lakers, because this team is cooked. Like you just said, this team is not going to win nothing. So like this is a long-term view for trying to build the Lakers up post LeBron.
Yeah. Now, I don't care what nobody says. Dan Hurley is a great coach. He's a great coach. I know that he didn't do any, he hasn't been like an NBA kind of guy. But if you're able to win back-to-back March Madness national titles in any era, you have to be a good coach to do that. Taking that team when it was dirt ass and then going into a press conference and saying, get your wins now because we're coming. And then solidifying that and then actually winning 2 titles back-to-back 3 years later. That's a badass nigga. I'm not going to lie to you. But that all gets thrown out the way if players are not buying in, which is why I'm hesitant on him taking a job like the Los Angeles Lakers. Dan Hurley is somebody I would really consider for like a Cleveland Cavaliers job where you have.
I don't know, man. The Cavs players, they got mad at JB Bickerstaff for coaching. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
at the same time, in hindsight, I'm under the belief that you're getting rid of Donovan Mitchell and you're starting fresh. If you're going to keep Donovan Mitchell, you need to go ahead and just find an NBA coach that already has quote-unquote NBA experience. You can't bring no new nigga in here, which is why I'm a little concerned about bringing the Lakers in. The only reason why Ty Lue worked is because LeBron actually decided to buy in. He decided to buy in on that coach. The minute he's not bought in, you look at all these clips of what they was doing to Darvin Ham. Yes, I know he's a bad coach, but goddamn, y'all publicly disrespected my nigga. You can't be pro-black and do some of the things he was doing around like the huddle, just like leaving or just snatching a clipboard and just writing your shit. Bro.
Darvin Ham would be on the clipboard and just write, play hard defense. Like, what are we doing?
I'm saying, I'll put my hands in my pocket too if y'all just keep snatching shit, nigga.
Just write down, work hard. Like, what? That's not a scheme.
He said effort. Defense is effort. Rebound.
Believe in yourself. I do. What is that? I don't believe in you. Like, what are we doing?
He a funny coach, man. That's a funny coach.
Yeah, so ultimately with the Dan Hurley stuff, I treat it just like the JJ Redick stuff. I don't care what Laker fans feel. Y'all, them niggas hate everybody. Y'all hated Frank Vogel, nigga. I don't care how y'all feel about head coaches. Because if they're not Phil Jackson, y'all don't like him. And Phil Jackson is regarded as one of the greatest coaches of all time. I'm sorry that you cannot swing and miss. Y'all had Byron Scott, Mike Brown. Y'all had a lot of good quote-unquote coaches. So it's about players buying in. And hopefully LeBron buys in with this dude. And I think Dan Hurley's energy and his work ethic and everything, if you allow him to coach, it will be good for the Lakers long term. I don't know if that's going to happen per se. It should happen, but I don't know. So we'll see, I guess. But I like that better than JJ Redick, I will say.
For sure.
I'm not. We fans, nigga. What you want me to do? All right. And to go ahead and end it off, let's go ahead and get into our hot takes, man.
All right. My hot take, and I've been thinking about this for a minute. It's actually sort of been pissing me off the more I think about it, because where I work, there's one of these places right next to it, and it bothers me every time I see it. So my hot take is, I think Trader Joe's is the worst store ever. I think all the food there is terrible. It's not a real grocery store. Nothing tastes good. Y'all just trick yourselves into thinking it tastes good because you're like, oh, it says stuff like organic and natural. So you'd be like, oh, this is going to be good for me. No, it's not. All that food tastes terrible. It don't really. The only thing Trader Joe's is good for, I think they get like flowers that are like relatively cheap but are still nice flowers. Other than that, Trader Joe's is the worst store ever. I hate Trader Joe's.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't know, and you warned me about this.
I hate Trader Joe's.
You warned me about this take, but at the same time, I thought you were gonna say overrated. I didn't know you was gonna call this shit the worst store. The worst?
Yeah.
It's yes. I'm trying to think. This Trader Joe's sucks. Trader Joe's sucks. It's a wannabe Whole Foods.
Okay.
I mean, look, I can.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with
You
that.
may be able to get me to say overrated.
What's the worst? What's worse?
A worse store?
Yes, just a worst like department store, whatever you want to call it, whatever type of store that is. What's the worst one? You can't think of one.
Are we talking about groceries or just in general?
Groceries, yeah, because it's a grocery store. What's the worst grocery store?
I feel like Walmart is worse.
Walmart has everything. You can't hate on Walmart. Walmart has everything.
I don't.
No, I don't think Walmart's the worst now.
Walmart's too versatile to be the worst.
I'm not saying that it is the worst.
I think my girl loved Trader Joe's, so you might have pissed her off. I don't know.
Pissed off all the women. He definitely pissed off all the women. I think that was a choice though.
Bro,
But that's great.
you can't think of a worse one. You trying to think? You can't think of it.
I mean, I only go to a couple, so I can't really. I don't go to the bad ones. I try to, or the ones I would think would be bad.
I mean, this is my shameless plug to talk about HEB anyway. HEB is one of the most premier stores.
HEB's outstanding.
HEB might be the best store ever.
HEB is the best store in the history of grocery stores, bro. It's outstanding. I love HEB with all my heart.
Yeah, and whenever I have kids, I will be having my Sam's Club membership, Costco, whatever. And shit, I would never pin two baddies next to each other. I would never. Why not both? You know what? Comment. We gonna have these people have our engagement's gonna be up for that one. I will say that. I guess I'll go next. All right, my hot take. This really, truly should not be a hot take. It is though, unfortunately, because I know how to fix WNBA discourse.
Oh, brother.
The problem that we have here is that you are listening and talking to people that are dumb individuals. They're very idiotic individuals. They're just talking just to talk. They're just trolling just to troll. I beggeth of you to stop talking and engaging with people that make you feel some type of way. I'm tired of seeing women and men argue and cuss each other out on Twitter, and I know they haven't brushed their teeth yet this morning. Like, it's a crazy philosophy. It's okay to have it like bad takes are all over the course of the internet. I think a lot of people's problems that with the WNBA, like, they just can't handle a bad take. They can't handle casual niggas saying casual things like it's the NBA. You didn't see a lot of niggas saying, "Oh my God, Carmelo Anthony is trash." You just gotta just block that out the way. Like, you understand.
Like, he's not trash, but you get what they're trying to say.
Get what they're trying to say, and or you understand what a troll is. You understand what a faceless account that's saying heinous things about how Angel Reese ain't this, Angel Reese ain't that. You just have to understand, like, okay, that's not a real person. And it's okay for people to have bad takes, casual takes, because that's just the name of growing the sport. That's my hot take. Just the casual takes and bad takes are a part of the sport. It's a part of talking to individuals. It is up to you to not get booty hurt when you see certain things because you know the truth. Because you really do know ball. And I would kind of debate, if you do know ball, if you're going back and forth with niggas that have no name to their account. They're just faceless trolls. I'm like, bro, like, you are getting upset, and then you're making it a general statement like, this is what people think about Angel Reese. No, he's trolling. He doesn't believe that. If he saw Angel Reese in real life, he gonna try to get a picture. He gonna try to be a fan, because that's what people do. People say Kyrie is one of the most insane people of all time. If they saw Kyrie in real life, they're going, "Oh, Kyrie, can I get a pic?"
Stephen A, he called Kawhi the worst superstar ever. I feel like if people saw Kawhi, they'd be like, "Oh my God, it's Kawhi Leonard. Can I get a pic?" Like,
yeah,
you dap him up. You will be cordial with him. Stop all of this. This is all a part of the sports. And then, like I said, this should not be a hot take because this is new for the WNBA, I'm allowing grace. Yo, stop talking to ignorant people, yo. It's okay. There's ignorant people in every sport.
The only thing sort of with that one, though, like, I do agree that people just need to stop engaging in bad faith arguments. But it's just like sometimes with the WNBA, when people make a take, like, it'll be a bad take, and then they just turn it all the way left and then, like, make it super. misogynist, super crazy like that, super misogynistic or super racist or something crazy.
Absolutely.
That's the only thing.
Absolutely. But I feel like, Jax, you can see an account for what it is before you even get there. You see somebody with an American flag in the bio unprovoked talking about Caitlin Clark, you know where this can go.
Yeah,
and like for it to go all the way left, that means you started to engage. Because it has to turn left. You have to make a turn, which means something has to happen. You have to have, you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to let that person make that take, and you just don't even respond to it. You just look at it for what it is. You don't get mad, because when you get mad, they just turn the heat up. They just start cooking. They start burning the apartment down, bro. They start burning the house down. So, tighten up. Tighten up, ladies and men. Because men, y'all be worse than women sometimes. Okay. And finally,
I got my Man, we are one championship. I need Luka Doncic win this championship, bro. He clears Kevin Durant. I'm telling you right now. I'm already telling you this, bro. Kevin Durant, Luka Doncic win this championship, bro. Him. Romper. Well, be here. I'm telling you, Kevin Durant, he went play with Steph Curry, the main character, won the 2 championships. Ain't done nonsense. I'm gonna tell you, Luka Doncic, this is the road, bro. I'm telling you right now, Luka win, clear KD. I'm telling you that. That's my hot take. All time. Luka at it, KD.
Oh my God,
he did it.
I went for it, bro.
I saw that picture and I was like, "There's no way he's gonna say that." There's no way he's gonna say that.
This is a nigga that does hot takes. This is what hot takes are. This is what hot takes are. We're tired of being too conservative on this podcast. This nigga out here throwing flamethrowers right now. This is insane.
I know we said we're not going to engage in bad faith arguments. But come on, bro. Really? Kevin Durant?
I'm going there, bro.
You honestly believe you think Luka better than KD?
Bro, KD, I'm doing all time. We can there's a difference between better basketball players versus on the all time list. And I'm gonna tell you, on this all time list, you look at KD's championships, him blowing a 3-1 lead, playing with Steph Curry. People don't even consider that more Steph Curry's team than KD's team. Now me, I think that was KD's team, but obviously Steph Curry.
KD was the best player on that team.
But with him being the best player on the team, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, of course you win a championship. Y'all could go to that Warriors team, win a championship. You know what I'm saying? But adding KD, obviously now that happens, right? But if Luka goes through 350 win teams, only this Mavericks team, a couple Kobe teams, and the 95 Rockets have went to 350 win teams to get to this point. He beat a 64 win team. This Boston Celtics team, how good they look. He beat them, especially the Game 7 Luka Magic. I'm with it. You got it. You the guy. He gonna be the main character. At that point, he the main character.
All the time. He looked like Luka been in the league for a minute, but relatively speaking, he just started. You all time already.
But Luka's start 2018 when he was hitting doing all this ridiculous stuff when he started off, I was like, oh wait, this feels almost Mahomes like oh wait, this got a main character tendency to it. We just gotta see him have a good team. He finally get a good team and he started doing this.
So you didn't think KD ever had main character tendencies?
No, on the Thunder, he was dope. He still is an outstanding player, but he couldn't get over the hump. And his teams, they didn't suck. He didn't have bad basketball teams. He had some really good. They built a pretty good team for in Oklahoma City, and he left that team to go win a couple championships, the most stacked team ever. Then he left to prove a point. But then Steph Curry won a championship without him, and KD's still looking here without any championships. So I'm just saying, Luka get a 350 win teams and a 60 win team. You got it, bro.
He just ever since he's really just the victim of bad plot. I feel like,
and that matters.
He was cooking with OKC. Then game 2 of that finals, they did not. I will never forget this, but they did not call that foul on LeBron, and they end up losing the game because KD missed that shot because he was fouled. But that's victim of bad plot. And then he kept losing to the Warriors. So he was like, you know what? My plot is bad. Let me go fix the story. He went to the Warriors, tried to fix it. He got him a couple of championships. And he's like, all right, cool. My story is set. Let me start a new story, a new chapter. Bad plot again. Because the pandemic, it took a global pandemic to stop him from winning a championship with the Nets. Because he was a toenail away from sending the Bucks home.
Plot.
I don't think Luka can be better than. He's not better than him all time because he's just a victim of bad plot, bro. Like,
But that matters. I think Chris Paul been a lot of point guards, but I don't think he's gonna be higher on the all-time list than a lot of these point guards because his plot is atrocious. KD, those championships he got, like, at the moment that it was so hyped, but then since that's happened, they've aged awfully, and it's aged awfully more so because Steph Curry won the championship with Andrew Wiggins as the second best player in that finals, and KD has teams with Kyrie, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, James Harden, and all of them teams, and he can't, and even whatever reason you want to put in, injuries, foot on the line, whatever happened, he losing, and that's bad plot. And that's why, Luka, you got it, boy. You gonna be ahead of KD, and let's get it going, bro. That's how it's gonna be. That's my hot take, and obviously it was hot, so.
Steaming, actually. Got this nigga Jax.
that's how when I saw that picture, that was going through my mind. I just heard that scream in my head. I was like, there's no way.
I didn't even see the screen until you said, please don't. And I looked. I was like, oh, whoa. I was like, oh, man. This makes sense. You will be clipped up, Mr. Jesse. We may gain or lose subscribers based off of how this goes.
That's true.
I'm
That is hilarious. Man.
Lord.
Hey, that's fine, though. But definitely a pleasure to have you on the pod, Jesse, bro.
Thank you for having me, man.
Always good chopping it up with you. And JM Sports Factory finna tag y'all in the full video. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Any last words, Jax, before we get up out of here?
If you want to change your life, go do some life changing shit.
Like what KD did, right? With the
Change his life for the worse.
Hey, Steph Curry. I saw a meme. It was like Steph Curry to KD, and it was like that one thing. It was like, yeah, we didn't change this broke nigga life. Oh man, I mean, look, yeah, we changed that broke nigga life. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Stop it, bro.
We didn't change that broke nigga life, Jax.
Man, this is why the Rockets will never be nothing, bro. That's why the Rockets will never be nothing.
That's what's up. That don't erase the pain and hurt that you just heard. Nigga.
It won't. It'll make me feel a little bit better, though. It'll make me feel a little bit better. Not much, but just a little bit.
Nigga throwing stones. We don't care, nigga. You heard it worse. Oh, man. Any last words, Jesse?
Nah, man, hey, just make sure, like he said, like the video, donate to these boys. These boys putting out some really good content. So, yeah, give these boys a donation. Also, if you want to come to my channel, give me, subscribe to, the podcast every Thursday. So come watch the podcast, subscribe. Also, donate to me too. Give me a super thanks, a super chat. Give me something, right? But yeah, man, it was a pleasure being out here, man. It was fun, and hey, we both just trying to grow this platform, and hey, be a part of the journey, man. Be a part of the journey.
Be a part of the community. Type shit, you know what I mean? And with that being said, go get some hoes, go touch grass, and we will catch y'all next week. Cap.